Okay, let's try it again.
I love it.
Okay, ready for the finger? There you go.
We are. No, I love it.
Together.
I'm gonna say it too. Don't you?
We're just gonna keep running.
Okay.
We are Lost Peacock Creamery!
Welcome back. You can see I'm inside the chicken coop. It's a snowy day, and I'm gonna step outside for better lighting and talk to you about chickens. Dispel a couple falsehoods about them. As you can see, I have an egg here. This is a farm fresh egg. Okay. Most eggs that you buy from a farm stand are going to be from hens. I'm trying to get dry while I do this. Are going to be from hens who were raised with roosters. Okay. The eggs will be fertilized eggs. Now I have friends. Oh, let me stop. If the hens were raised without a rooster, they're unfertilized eggs. Now I have friends who will not eat a fertilized egg for a variety of reasons. I have nothing negative to say about that. It's to everybody's, preference. If for some reason a fertilized egg grosses you out, I can tell you for a fact though, because I've eaten fertilized eggs and unfertilized eggs, I can't tell the difference. You crack this fertilized egg open into a frying pan, you have no idea that it's fertilized. No idea. Now, having said that, there is a rare occasion, I've been doing this now for 10 years, a rare occasion where when you crack the egg open, there'll be a small spot of blood in the yolk. It fries up fine. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. If that grosses you out, then so be it. Just buy from a supermarket. There'll be unfertilized eggs. Everything's fine. But if you go to a farm stand and that bothers you, then make sure you ask, is this a fertilized egg or an unfertilized egg? Other than that, on the rare occasion, the 1 out of 100, maybe even more than that, that shows a spot of blood, whatever, still delicious. You have no idea when you're tasting them. No idea. Okay, point number 2. Eggs, when they are laid, have what's called a bloom on them. And the bloom is a natural, I don't know what you'd call it, enzyme, chemical, whatever, that's on the outside of the shell as a protection. For lack of a better explanation, as a protection from bacteria. When they are laid, you do not have to refrigerate them. The FDA will tell you you have to refrigerate eggs immediately. That's not true. It's not true. People in Europe do not refrigerate their eggs. They gather their eggs, they put them on the counter, and they grab an egg when they need it out of the basket. Without being fertilized, these eggs are good for about 2 weeks. So if you buy from a farm stand and you're one of those people, your family, that you eat eggs constantly, and there's no danger of the eggs sitting on the counter for longer than 2 weeks, then you don't have to refrigerate them. I don't know a farmer around that raises chickens and refrigerates their eggs. That's the one side of it. If you do refrigerate an egg immediately after buying it, then you have to keep it refrigerated constantly. Because once you've refrigerated an egg, you've killed off the bloom, and there's no protection from bacteria. If you wash an egg, you have washed off the bloom, and then you have to refrigerate. Okay? If you refrigerate immediately, you have to keep them refrigerated. as a refrigerated egg, they're going to last over a month, maybe closer to 2 months. If they're not refrigerated, they last about 2 weeks before bacteria can set in. So hopefully that dispels some of the false information flying around. Other than that, one more fact, chickens, let me get you a picture of our ladies here. Hens, when they're born, are carrying the amount of eggs that they will lay in their lifetime. They will not suddenly gain more eggs as they get older. Okay? And this hen right here that I'm staring at has the number of eggs inside of her, little embryos, number of eggs inside, not embryos, that she will have for her entire life. How long she is a layer will depend on a lot of things, but the main thing being the amount of light that let me put it this way, most hens will back off of laying. They will not lay consistently, or they will not lay at all during the winter because there's not enough sunlight. They gauge their laying by the sunlight. Chicken farmers will put artificial light in a coop or in a large space, and that triggers something biologically, and the hen will lay all year long. Okay. I mention that because remember, they only have a set number of eggs inside of them. So if they're laying all year long, I hope you can see this, I'm putting this egg back. If the chickens are laying all year long, then they're going to run out of the eggs that are inside of them quicker than chickens who are just laying during the summer and during the spring. Does that make sense? So you could have a very productive hen that will be laying eggs for 7 or 8 years, or you can have a very productive hen who only lays eggs for 3 years. It just depends on how much sunlight they get during their lifetime. So there you go. Those are the 3 things I wanted to point out about chickens. And I'll give you this warning. If you're going to get chickens for the first time, don't get white chickens. Not if they're going to be free ranging out in your yard or something. White chickens are like a target for predators, for hawks, eagles, and owls. That's the first thing that the predators see when they're flying over, and that's the first chicken they'll go for and try to snatch up. So don't get white chickens. Get more colorful chickens. They don't show up and they tend to live longer. All right. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. See you later.
At Lost Peacock Creamery, we believe goats deserve to be goats, living in family groups, grazing outdoors, and thriving in robust social communities. As a family-owned, grade A goat dairy, we're animal welfare approved and deeply committed to the land we farm on.